And we are here with singer-songwriter Norelle Simpson coming up. Let's start talking a little bit about your background, just so kind of like the audience knows a little bit more about you. Sure. You come from Cleveland, so let's start with that.
Cleveland, Ohio. So I bounced around a lot when I was younger. We started in Shaker Heights. I went to Lomond Elementary School, and then we moved to Cleveland Heights, and I went to Boulevard Elementary School. And then I went to Roxborough Middle. Then I went to Monticello. No, I got them switched. Monticello first, then Roxborough, and then I went to Heights for like the first semester of my 9th grade year. And then I went to Lutheran East. And then we moved to Mayfield, and that's where we settled. Awesome. So, yeah.
Yeah. How did music play like a role like in your life going through like you as a school-aged kid?
You want to know what? I really didn't start taking music seriously until I was maybe in high school. But I've always loved singing. Like my earliest memory of singing was like in daycare singing Sade, because that's what my mom was listening to. Mm-hmm. But like growing up, being a school age kid, like I don't know, I was just being a kid, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I loved music, so like I was always doing something that involved music. Like I was in band, you get the recorders, so they don't do that anymore, but
I think they should bring that back. I mean, that was like, you play those 3 notes and you can play every song, and your parents are in the crowd all like just excited.
So proud. Yeah, so I was always doing something that involved music, but like in terms of, I'm going to tell you when it happened.
Yeah.
In middle school, you had to choose between band or choir. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to choose choir. But up until then, I was in band. Like I did play the flute. I was first chair. I have to take my credit. I don't play anymore, but it was always woven into my life just by nature, because it was just, that was my thing. I loved to sing. So even though I may not have been doing it on a serious level per se, I just always loved music.
Yeah.
If I was listening to it or singing it in the living room, it was always just there.
Yeah. When did you know that you were like good? Like everyone can sing, everyone can like take choir. Some people they can be taught, but like, was there like a point, or was there like a teacher, or was there like somebody in your life that said, you know what, like you have something different than some of the other kids?
I don't remember her name, but this was in Shaker Heights. At Lomond, and she wasn't even a music teacher. She was an art teacher. And I probably was just always singing, like even if it was just like to myself. And I don't know if she heard me. I don't know. Those details I do not remember. But around that time, that's when they gave like some resources to my mom. It was like, hey, you should put her in this choir. The Cleveland Orchestra had a choral group back then. I don't know if they still have it there, but I mean now, but my mom got me into that. So like when those things started to happen, I think that's when I realized like, oh, like I'm really good. So yeah.
And I think I read an article that in another interview that you gave, did you start off, like being a background singer and then move from there? Or because I know you do a lot of that. I know you do a lot of everything, and we're going to get to all of that. But like, what was like your entry point into being a professional?
My entry point into being a professional, a few things. Well, I guess, how do you define professional?
I mean, when you get paid to, do what you want to do, or you get like hired, or you have to go to an audition or anything like that.
Okay. Well, my first audition was, I would say in between middle school and high school. I don't remember when, but have you ever heard of the Singing Angels?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I had to audition for that, and I got in, but I never wanted to go to rehearsal. So I never did any of the performances, but that wasn't a paid thing. That was just like, but you had to reach a certain standard to be admitted into the group. So I guess there was some money involved, but that was like my first audition. But I didn't take it seriously. I was just being a kid.
Yeah.
I was just being a kid. Yep.
Yeah.
So I would say those were like my early audition experiences. That and 93 FM had like a gospel choir.
Okay.
So I was in that as well. Though neither one of those situations was paid, but that was like my first experience, like having to audition, singing in front of people, having them say whether you're good enough or not to be involved in what they had going on. So those are the first experiences. Paid wise, I would say, I don't remember the year, but I started singing background for an artist by the name of Kanya Doss, who is Cleveland based, but she does things all over the world, but she's still based here in Cleveland. She teaches at the School of Arts, which I think is really amazing. Like she does that during the year. And then on the breaks or summertime, she's out on tour doing her shows, which is great. But that's where I first got my background vocalist paid gig opportunity from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I think and we deal with this all the time. And I think like any creative or any artist kind of like deals with this, like you kind of have to go through that process of, in your case, it's like auditioning, but like, you know, you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to learn how to take, you know, rejection and learn how to take criticism.
Yeah.
Some people can do that really well. They're wired for it. And some people like aren't wired for that. And they kind of, it's like a learned, you know, kind of skill.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. It's still, believe me, like when someone says no, you're like, ah, crap.
Yeah.
You know, but for you, how did that like work in? Like, how were you at like taking, you know, like criticism, and how were you taking like rejections and working your way through, you know, like that process?
Now or then?
Both. Yeah.
We want to know what, and this is not a boast. This is just 10,000% a posture of gratitude, because things just worked out for me, and that's just it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course I had to go through things in life, you know, it didn't always work out for me, but when I was first starting, like the way things lined up for me, it's like a movie, and it's not anything that you can just conjure up. It was just like, whoa. So I'm going to tell you what happened, so you can just be like, whoa, with me, so you can understand. Yeah. So I started with Kanya, but I was still doing things around the city. So I mentioned the 93 FM choir. I had met a couple of friends in that choir who were songwriters and musicians, you know, of their own. And my family had a studio at our house.
Oh, wow.
When I was growing up. So, you know, and my stepdad at the time was the drummer for the choir. So, you know, he had his relationships with them as well. So they started recording at our house. And so one of the guys, his name is James Dorsey, he ended up moving to Atlanta. And I had done some demo work for him. Like they had written songs and like, hey, can you come sing these songs? Because I was just upstairs, like, come downstairs to the basement and sing these songs. I was like, sure, whatever. So I sang these songs. He moved to Atlanta, you know, trying to get into the songwriting scene there, because, I mean, it was huge then. It's huge now, but back then, that's when you can just, like, go, get in a room, meet the people, and, like, write a song, and it's placed on Rihanna's album. You know, like, that's just how it was popping back then. So, anyway, he moved to Atlanta and was trying to get his foot in the door and was playing the songs that they had written and I had demoed. And someone by the name of Young World heard me on one of these songs, and he was like, who is this girl? Like, I have to meet her. So they're like, oh, this is, you know, my friend from back home in Cleveland. I'll give you her information. I was in high school at this time, maybe 15 or 16. So he was super respectful. He called my parents and it was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. At the time, he was the music director for Blackstreet and Guy with Teddy Riley. And they were on tour. So they had to stop in Cleveland. He invited us, my family and I, to the show so that we could meet. We went, we met, and we just kind of like built a relationship. But while I was at the show, I also met their keyboard player by the name of Eugene Man Roberts, who just so happened to also be the music director for John Legend. Okay, wow. And so he and I developed a relationship, and we kept in touch over the years. And this is when MySpace was a thing back in the day. So he DM'd me on MySpace and was like, hey, John is looking for new vocalists, and we're having an audition if you are available. And at this point, I'm a broke college student.
Right,
I have no money.
Like, you can stop talking. Like, whatever you're going to say next, I'm in.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Yes and no.
Okay.
And I think this kind of goes back to, and we'll get there, but just like the hustle of it all.
Yep.
Like, there's certain, like, what I had to do to get there. Like, if you don't have that innate drive within yourself, you're not gonna feel inspired to take those risks, because getting to a place of success, it requires a risk. Like, without any risk, there is no reward. And not a lot of people are willing to take the risks. And I'm a risk taker. So I was like, cool, like, how can I make this work? So this is what happened.
Yeah.
So I was singing background for Kanye at the time. And Kanye, I'm not even gonna say just so happened, because I don't believe in coincidences, but she had a show in Baltimore the same weekend of the auditions, and was also driving to New York after the show from Baltimore. And I was like, can I hitch a ride with you to New York? And she was like, of course. So she flies me to Baltimore. I ride with her to New York. I had a friend staying in Brooklyn at the time. So she drops me off wherever it was. I have my suitcases. It's the middle of winter, it's December. So I'm walking down the streets of New York with these huge suitcases. Like, now, like, I'm thinking back to like the things I did, and now I'm like, I mean, I'm not gonna do that now because I don't have to, but it was just like a by any means necessary type of thing.
Right.
Like, I'm up and down subway stairs, lugging these huge suitcases. I was just determined, and I'm a spiritual person. I just believe that, God really met me where I was. And because I put forth the effort into just getting there, just to do the things, he was like, okay, I have to meet her faith and honor her tenacity in this. That's just my own personal belief. But I got to New York by way of Kanye. I went to the audition, and after I did the audition, they called me and was like, you got the gig.
Oh,
and that
awesome.
was December of 2008. And so that was really the beginning of my like professional, just on a larger scale of things, because that was the beginning of that.
Yeah.
But so when I say things just worked out for me, like, I mean, I had to work for it and put forth the effort to do it, but, like, they just worked out for me.
Yeah. Yeah. You talked, a little bit about, like, so you're there and you're, becoming a background singer for that. Can you talk a little bit about the craft of being a background singer, and what does that mean, and matching the person that, like, you're
Sure.
singing for, and,
Absolutely.
being, like being the one that supports that. Can you talk about that as a craft?
Absolutely. You have to be teachable, and you have to be a chameleon, because, like, how I sing my music is not how I'm going to sing when I'm singing background vocals for John Legend or Rihanna or Pharrell or, whomever, because all of the artists that I just named are individual artists in of themselves, and their sound is very unique and one of a kind, and it's their sound. And so when you are a background vocalist, you have to mold into the sound of the person you're supporting. Like, it's not about you at that point. So you just have to be teachable. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to just like jump to where you're needed. That can also be like, okay, I need you to sing this line, but the line may not just be soprano. Like, you may have to jump from soprano to tenor, the alto. Like, you just have to think fast.
Yeah.
You have to think fast. You have to have a really incredible ear. And I think, because I just loved music and I listened to music, I would just learn everything by ear. I'm not professionally trained.
Yep, that was my next question. Like, where did you learn all that? Did you teach yourself?
I taught myself.
Yeah.
I would literally just listen to things and be able to just like send it back.
Yeah.
As is, like, I was just like a recording device. I would listen to it and just spit it out as is. And I think doing those things as a kid really prepared me to be able to, excel in the world of being a background vocalist.
Yeah. How, like, when you're on tour like that with some of the acts that in the artists you're talking about, like, what is like the rehearsal schedule? Like, how does that work? I mean, do you just walk us through that, I guess?
Well, every artist is different. You
Yeah.
can have a week of rehearsals to a month of rehearsals to 2 months of rehearsal. It really just depends on how large the production is. So like if you're doing a smaller venue, you will probably have less rehearsals because that's just like the band, the singers, and that doesn't always require a lot. But if you're going on a 40 city tour and there's a huge production, you have lights and codes and lifts and movement on the stage and dancers and it's a full thing. Like that's where the time really comes in because it's bigger than just the music at that point. It's a show.
Yep.
And it comes with the bells and the whistles, which are always so fun, the smoke and the flame and the pyro and, all of those things. So a large production, 2 months, maybe a month of rehearsals or maybe like the dancers for the most part start before everybody. Creative starts before everybody. So it's like, what do we want this show to look like? How do we want to bring the music to life, so to speak? It's the colors, it's the aesthetic, it's a mood board, so it's all of those things. So they start with creative and then they just kind of build from there. Like how many dancers, where's the band gonna go? Are they on stage? Are they under the stage? Are they off stage? Is there no band?
Right.
Is it gonna be in the box? So it really starts from creative. Honestly, the band and the background vocalist for sure, like last thought.
Yeah. So then, how do you deal with that as you drink your tea? My next question is like, how do you deal with that then, like logistically, right? So like you're going on like a, 20 city, 40 city, big or small. I mean, you're also a human being.
Yes.
And you have like your own stuff. People get sick. People, have to do all that. How does that, factor in? Are there people? Do you have understudies? Like what happens? Like how does that work?
There's no crying in baseball.
Okay.
Tour life it's the trenches, but I love it so much. Like I really would not want to be doing anything else in the world.
Yeah.
I love being on stage every night. I love traveling to a new city. I love the bus sleep, the bunk sleep. If you know bunk sleep, you know what I'm talking about. I never sleep better. Okay. It's just like being in this little cubby hole. It's just really cozy. You should try it. But it's a lifestyle. And no, if you're sick, you
figure it out.
How can you get better to get through the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're the artist, of course, and it's like doctor's orders. But like if you're supporting the artist, no, you get on stage and you figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably like a tough question to ask, but since you said, you love something, what are the things that you love the best? Who are some of like the artists that you love or like the acts or maybe particular shows that you found were like, wow, that was freaking amazing and it was such a great show. Does anything like stick
Absolutely
out?
This is so easy. Touring, Rihanna is my favorite artist to tour with.
Why is she?
She's just fun. Like whatever you see online or in a magazine, like that's who she is all the time. Like I've been working with her since 2012 and she's been like even killed. That has been who she is from the day I met her.
Yeah.
She's just fun. She's very open and loving. Like whenever I brought my family around, she was always so happy to see my mom and my oldest son now because the baby wasn't around. But she's always just been super family oriented, and that energy kind of just like seeped into the camp overall. So that was, it's always nice to feel like you're with family when you are away from your family on the road, so that's why I think that, all the artists are cool, but that one experience sticks out to me. Like the last time we toured was in 2016 and we still have the group chat from that tour, and everybody taps in every year like, maybe this will be the year we're back, guys. Like everybody just enjoyed it so much. It was a really beautiful experience.
So how like with all that time, with all those like logistics, like how do you work on your like original material? Like how does that work into your life? Because I want to talk about you as as you. Well,
that's the thing, and people are always like, when are you gonna release more music? Sorry, my eye is watering. I'm fine if you're fine. Like, when are you going to release more music? And I'm like, I'm working on it. It's not impossible. It just takes, you have to just be super disciplined to do it. Like, I will travel with my recording rig, like my mic, my interface, my laptop, things like that. I have to be inspired.
Yeah.
I'm not like the new artists now where it's just about content and just like how fast you can get out new material. I'm an old school artist in that way. Like, I just really have to feel inspired by the work that I'm putting out. And so that's why you probably, outside of me touring, because if I'm inspired to do something, as my story earlier, I'm going to do it and get it done. But like, if I'm not inspired, it'll take a while. So it's not, I don't think my touring schedule is the factor. I think it's me waiting to just like really feel inspired to say something.
Yeah. It has to have a point. Everything has to have a point.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. For me.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, like, that's the same with us. And like, you know, we like tell a story, like it has to have meaning. It has to like meaning to someone, meaning to us,
Absolutely.
you know, otherwise why
are you
create
doing it?
anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yep.
So how does, National Anthems and all the other like ancillary things that you're doing, how does that fit in, you know, like to your schedule? I know, like, because we first met at a National Anthem, you know, and I'm just going to tell like that quick story.
Okay.
It was a Cleveland Cavaliers game. I went with a buddy, Ryan. Thank you for taking me. And Norelle was, you know, singing the National Anthem, and like I was telling you, like sometimes I get cringy when I hear it, because I'm like, please hit that note, please. Like,
it's
you know,
a hard song to sing.
It is, and everyone's like invested in it. You know, at least they should be. And you came out with just this amazingly powerful, like took over like the room voice. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that is someone special.
I appreciate that.
And so I hope everyone else realizes that when they listen to you. But like you do a lot of those kind of things, right? So like, how does that work into your schedule and your work life?
So rewinding really quick. You asked me like my top moments. So
yes.
Touring with Ree is, you know, that's one of my top touring experiences, but also Super Bowl. But I had the opportunity to do Super Bowl twice. I did it the first time with Shakira and J-Lo in Miami in 2020. And then I did it again with Ree. What year was that?
Was that one where there's no one in the stadium?
2020? No, this was before.
This was before that.
Yeah,
because that would have been February. Before. Yeah, what a crazy time that was. But
crazy.
Yeah, so you did 2020. That was the first one.
That was the first one, and then I did it with Rihanna in 23? Yeah. 2023?
Was that the one when she was pregnant?
Yes.
Okay, that's when she was wearing that red. I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So, top two experiences, hands down. It's just like, football is also already just exciting. Like the energy is through the roof. Yeah. So when you walk on the field for the halftime show, you're just getting all those vibrations from everybody that's in the stadium, the players, the fans. It's just like, it's a one of a kind experience. So yeah. So those would complete like those would be my top three
moments. Yeah.
Yes, but the National Anthem. Yeah. So someone who I had the opportunity to meet through those experiences, his name is Seth Dudowski. He worked with the NFL at the time. He was the head of music. He's moved on to other things now, but he and I met during the Rihanna Super Bowl, and we've just like built a relationship. And I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I would really love to get into doing some national anthems. If you have any connects or know of any teams who are looking for, you know, a national anthem performer, I'd be interested. And that might have been in 2023. And I've been doing them ever since. So he just like connected me to his people and reached out to, I don't know how he did it. He would just come back with an email and a connect, like, hey, want to introduce you to X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And then it's just kind of gone from there. Yeah.
I mean, those seem like a bunch of different audiences, right?
For
like
sure.
I can imagine like, you know, someone at an NFL game is different than a Rihanna concert.
Absolutely. For sure.
So like, do you ever get nervous? Do you ever get stage fright?
Every time. There's never a time I'm not scared.
You heard it. She's never not scared.
I'm never not scared. I'm always scared. Mostly because, I don't know, it's just like, first of all, how many people can fit in the stadium?
Like 80, like professional, 60 to 80,000. Some of them are bigger. College is a little bit more than that. Yeah.
That's insane. Like, how would you feel if you had to go sing the national anthem?
If I was as good as you, I wouldn't be nervous at all.
Oh my
gosh,
I'm not
stop. Like, I don't have that skill.
Well, I mean, we're human, right? So it's always that possibility of, I might not make it.
Yeah.
Or if I'm not having a good vocal day, you know, it's just all of these things. for myself, I just always want to do my best.
Yeah.
And it's just like that slight little like, I just hope I don't mess it up.
Yeah. Is there a difference between like when you're doing like outdoors and like indoors? Like,
yeah.
like what's the biggest difference for you?
I mean, outdoor is the weather, and they always call me in the winter time, so I never get a fall game when it's nice outside, which is cool. Like, call me whenever. But inclement weather, it's freezing cold. Well, when I do the anthem for the LA teams, it's nice, and they have a dome. I'm like, why don't the cold cities have domes? But anyway, so on the West Coast it's fine, but when I come over here, it's freezing cold.
Yeah,
freezing cold, and depending on the wind, oh my gosh, if the wind is high, it just smacks you in your face. It takes your breath away. So like, I need my breath to sing. You do the song, and the wind will take it away. So that's always a challenge.
Yeah. What like, is there anybody that like, or any like environment that you're in or venue where like you can see like the audience more than others, where like they can affect you? Does that affect you at all, like when you can see like who you're singing to?
But I try to ignore them.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I ignore, but like I just try to lock in and focus. So like, if anyone ever sees me and you're like trying to make eye contact with me, I'm not gonna do it because it's gonna distract me. I'm gonna get nervous. Right. Like, I know people are looking at me and watching me, but I just gotta zone in and zone out and focus to do that. So, but arenas are significantly smaller than stadiums. So whenever I do an NBA game, I'm always more nervous than I am in a stadium, ironically, just because it's smaller and the people are like right there. Yeah. In the stadium, it's a little more space, so it makes it a little easier. Like, there's not many people I can make eye contact with when I'm in the stadium.
Yeah. Like when you go with, like when I like first met you, had like friends and stuff like that with you. Do you try to like be very low key, like beforehand, like not talking, saving your voice, or is it just, do you need the social environment to kind of like help you?
It depends. If I'm unwell, or if I'm fighting a cold, like now, I probably will go on vocal rest just to save as much of my voice as I can. But if I'm fine, then no, not really. I have my vocal warm-ups that I do. I have my instruments like my voice straws, my throat sprays and lozenges and all those things. So I have my little routine. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was something I want to ask you too. Like, how do you take care of yourself? Like, what do you do, A, to make sure that like you don't have those down moments, or B, to take care of your voice as much as you can? Yeah. What's your routines? I mean,
I just try to have a healthy lifestyle. Try to, for the most part, all the time, just healthy diet. I have my supplements that I take, the multivitamins and the vitamin C's and the marshmallow roots and black seed oil. Like, I just have my things that I implement in my regimen.
I don't know what any of those last couple of things you said, but it sounds like you'd be healthy.
It's healthy. So I drink my teas and I have my supplements. And I try to do that on a daily basis just to keep things intact. And then if, I do get sick, which happens, it's cold and flu season, I'll just like up the ante on my things that I take normally.
Yeah. Well, I want to, I know you have a big, a date coming up here.
Yes.
So I don't want to like, I want you to reserve some of your voice, like for that, so people can hear
fine.
you. So like just a couple more things just to talk a little bit about, and that was being like an independent artist,
sure,
right? And what that means. And I think what would be really nice for, I think everyone just to kind of listen to you, like you're coming from like the music perspective, but I think some of the stuff that goes into being an independent artist kind of goes across disciplines, right? Like it goes into, like physical media or physical art. It goes into movies. It goes into, photography and kind of like how you do that. So, let's talk a little bit about that and how it works in your world. And what does it mean to be an independent artist, right? Are you marketing yourself? Are you managing yourself? Talk a little bit about that.
It's all of those things. It's being 100% financially responsible for any endeavor that I choose to go on. So that's a recording session, that's mixing, that's mastering, that's cover art, that's the production. It's if I want to book a tour, if I want to do a show, it's hair, it's makeup, it's wardrobe, it's travel, it's everything that comes with presenting your art to the world, outside of your bedroom. Like I have to cover that. So,
So you're like this. You're the CEO of your brand.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the managing. It's the being the liaison. If I'm, somebody reaches out to me and wants to book me for a tour, book me for a show, or book me for an anthem, it's, I'm doing the emails. I'm, putting together all of the logistics. Like, it's 100% being responsible. And it's not an independent, for me, because there are some independent artists that are not signed to a label, but they may have a team. They may have management or a personal assistant or, just someone helping them. But no, it's 100% me. Like, I do everything. I mean, when I have things going on, I'll reach out to, my community of folks and say, hey, can you come help me? Like you saw me with my friend. Like, she, for the most part, that's my sports girl. Like, she comes with me to the game. She's coming with me to what I'm doing soon, which is going to be exciting. She came with me to all of the Browns games that I did, except for the last one because she wasn't here. But I'll reach out to my community of folks and say, hey, are you available to help me, for this date? And, they show up for me and they support me. But, like, outside of that one isolated moment, like, I'm handling all of it. I'm writing my own songs. I'm vocal producing, like, it's from ground zero all the way up.
Yeah. So who do you have? Like, do you have people that you ping ideas off of creatively then?
Yeah, I have a few people. I have a really close friend. His name is Romero Mosley. He's from Cleveland as well, but has moved out to Los Angeles, and we worked on my first project together, which is eons ago. So he and I have, like, that's my music partner. Like, I bounce my ideas off of him, and he, does the same with me, and we still collaborate and work with each other. But I'm so proud of him. Like, both of us, we just started here in Cleveland trying to figure things out, and now I'm doing this, and now he's off doing, what he's doing, working in the music supervision world and getting songs placed on television shows and in movies. Like, it's just so cool. But I have, he's the probably the number one person that I bounce ideas off of. But I will say, as I evolve into my artistry, I'm learning to trust myself in the process and not be so reliant on someone else's input on what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because my artistry for me is personal to me.
Right.
And, me making sure that I'm saying what I need to say, how I need to say it is, like, top priority. So I'll bounce things off of him sometimes, but for the most part, I'm just really learning to trust myself and my voice. Yeah. And that's the thing with input, isn't it? Like, everyone, that you can, if you ask someone their opinion, they're going to give it to you. Sure. Right. But that doesn't mean it's a good, of course,
coming back, like, and you kind of have to decide, am I going to take this advice? Am I not going to take this advice? Right. Like, where is this advice coming from? Is it coming from a good place? Is it coming from a constructive place? And I think of all, artists have to kind of be able to manage,
for sure,
that. We talk about it all the time, at least in our business, like there's making changes, but, like, does it make it better? Does it make it different? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make, you can do a lot of work just making it different. Sure. But does it make it any better?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
No, that's so real, because every time I second guess a thing, I'm like, I have to rewrite this or I have to re-record this. I always end up going back to the first take.
Yeah.
It never fails. So exactly. Yep.
And a lot of times I think, like, that's probably the most authentic.
Absolutely.
Right? Because, I mean, that's who you are coming out, and you haven't, like, colored it yet. So. Yeah, we do that. That's the same with us. Like, everything we're doing, we're like, I think the first take is the one that we're going to use.
That's the one.
Like,
that's
I think
the one.
We nailed it. We just did it because we thought we had to do 3 more takes of it just to make sure. And, we got it.
Hey, whatever you have to do to be sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, I think there's, like, one last thing. Is there anything that you got coming up that you kind of want to promote or talk about? Or
I am releasing new music in 26.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about that. I don't have dates and all of those things, but I have been working on new music, so I'm excited to release that. Something I can talk about is I'll be going back to American Idol with the house band.
Nice.
So if anybody watches that show, you can tune in on Fox and you'll see me up there, which will be exciting.
What kind of time commitment is that, by the way? Is that like when you do that, is that like full-time hours, or are you kind of like bouncing between that and other things? Like, how's your schedule look?
I can bounce in between some things. The schedule is, this season, it changes every season.
Yeah.
So this upcoming season, it's a little more compound. So it's not going to take up as much of my time, which is, I mean, I'll stay on set for 24 hours. I don't care,
right,
you know.
Right,
but but this season it's
okay.
It's not as time consuming in terms of the amount of days and the amount of hours. I don't know about the hours, but the amount of days is not as much as it has been in the past. So it's not too time consuming. It's not like Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 type of things, but it can be Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 7 to 7.
Yeah.
Sunday. Yeah. Like, you know, there can be 12 to 15 hour days.
Yeah. Long days.
Mm-hmm. But fun days.
Yeah. Good. I'm sorry. I interrupted you saying you're doing that. You're doing American Idol. Anything else that's coming up you want to talk about?
A few other things I can't talk about
of course,
yet,
and those are always the fun things.
I know, right?
That's like, I got so much, I just can't say it.
So those things are coming up, which is going to be a really great year, and I'm excited. I can't wait.
Okay, awesome. Yes. And then where can people follow you? Where can people find out more about you and what you're doing? And do you want people to follow you?
Of course. I'm on all of the social media platforms, Instagram primarily. I'm not a TikTok girly. I'm a millennial. I don't know how to work that thing, but I'm on there. It's just Norelle. I am NORELLEIAM. Twitter, people are still on there. YouTube. Did I miss anything?
There's
Apple Music is just my name, Norelle. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. Who else streams the music?
I think you hit them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's anything else, just look. There's only one.
There's only one Norelle. There's only one me.
Yeah.
Yep. Google search.
Yeah.
Will lead you right to me.
Beautiful.
Yep. But there was one thing that you mentioned earlier that I didn't get to address.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fully. We talked about dealing with the rejection of things. And I told my story about how when I was younger, things just kind of like worked out for me.
Right.
And there's a part of me, sure, I thought that it would just always be like that.
Yep.
And, I mean, life is just full of disappointment. Like, that's a part of life. You know what I mean? And so I would say maybe in the middle of my career, so to speak, when I was in a larger pool of folks, you know, I started getting some no's, and it was hard to digest at the time because I was just always used to things working out for me. And I don't know if I was bitter about it, but I don't know, it was kind of just like, what do you mean no?
Right.
I'm the best person for the, whatever. But it's ego, you know, and I think that one of my greatest lessons in this journey of being an independent creative is less of ego and more of just like being. Yeah. If that makes sense. You know, it's not about, for me now, it's not about achieving a thing more or less than it is me just naturally being that thing. And with me being that thing at all times, it doesn't matter if I get a no. Like, that no is not defining me in the long run of it. You know, like, they just went with somebody else, and that's okay. Or I didn't fit whatever they were looking for. It doesn't mean that I'm not qualified. It just means that wasn't the thing for me. So I'm less ego, and also just like, just accepting that what's for me is not going to miss me. And if it's not for me, then I don't want it anyway, because it's not going to work out well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just like being in the moment and just flowing with life and learning to develop a better relationship with disappointment. I just had this conversation with my 15-year-old. I hope he gets it. I mean, I don't know if he will, but I planted the seed, and so hopefully it grows. But just like accepting that part of life, I feel like when you resist it, that's what makes it more challenging and difficult. So I had to go through those moments and learn, and I'm grateful for the lessons, because now it's just brought me to a more peaceful place in life where I'm just kind of okay with whatever happens. Yeah,
that's good. I mean, I think a lot of that too probably for most people comes with, you know, like the self-confidence, like, you know, in yourself. Like, it doesn't, you know, you can't, like, everyone's not going to like you. Everyone's not
Yep.
going to like what you're doing. And
Sure.
that's, you know, nor should they. That's okay.
That's okay.
Right? It doesn't,
It's great.
It's great. Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't change. It doesn't change me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be me, and I'm
Yep.
going to do this. And if you like it, that's great. If you
Yep.
don't like it, that's fine too.
Absolutely.
You know, I
Yeah.
kind of already forgot about it. I'm
Sure.
just going to be,
Yeah.
you know, like who I am.
Yes.
And life's a lot easier
Yep.
that way. So for, like, I guess, you know, you kind of, like, I think you grow into that as you become an adult. Some people don't, but, like, I think that's something that's, like, learned. So, like, any younger people, like,
Sure.
look, she's saying it too. Like, we say
Yeah.
it all the time. Like, you just do you. And
Absolutely.
people are going to love it and people are going to hate it. You
Yeah.
can't control that. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
It shouldn't affect you.
It shouldn't. And I think when you spend more time just being you, you will naturally curate your community of people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That will support you in your authentic self.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to forget that.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thanks again. It was
course.
great chatting with you. I'm glad we finally got to do this
I
after a year of,
I
you know,
know.
you were so important. It took a year to schedule. We've been trying to do
it
this.
was both of us. We're both so important.
I know. We couldn't do it. But yeah, thanks again for coming.
course.
And yeah, watch out for Norelle and all of those social media and other platforms that she's out there.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye, guys.